Hey guys, welcome back to two brands that make it right. This is Khalid,
And this is Abdul.
and we're back with episode 2.
Making
So you wanna explain Smash Day for me? Because we've been talking before this, and you're kind of talking about your Smash Day.
Okay.
So I'm getting wrong ideas about what Smash Day is.
So Smash Day is, in a quick 2-minute summary, is we have decided that we're having a quarterly cheat day, my roommate and I, where we will essentially eat anything and everything that we have planned out ever. And essentially this is the first one of 2019. We have made a schedule to start eating from 5 in the morning. We decided that we're going to start the day with a donut from our favorite place, cut it open, and make it into an ice cream sandwich. And we have planned different activities through the day to maintain a constant amount of sugar in our system, where we are on the fine line of completely fucked and crashing and still able to function.
You guys are disgusting. You know?
We are currently 5 hours behind schedule.
You're running on Arab schedule for sure.
No, 100%. I ended up going out yesterday, and I had absolutely fucking no intention of staying out as long as I did. And I ended up staying out until 5 in the morning and watching most of Legally Blonde before I came back home. Which is a great movie. But I also found a great house DJ in Buffalo, so I'm pretty fucking happy with where I am right now. A friend of mine was actually DJing around a restaurant we have a couple blocks south of here, and she plays really, really good house music and deep house, and she just lets me send her playlists to basically play whatever I want. So it's a pretty good setup. But that's why we're behind schedule. We have plans to go get hot dogs and fries and mac and cheese in an hour, as well as more donuts. And we'll just see where we go from there.
Just you talking about all of this, it makes my stomach rumble in the wrong reason. I feel like the acidity in my stomach wants to go up. I'm like, just fucking puke everything out.
I'm trying to decide what else I want, because we have fudge Oreos, we have Lucky Charms, we've got Bugles, we've got caramel clusters, chocolate covered pretzels, gummies, sugar cookies. I think I've got it all. I just need fried food. That's really the only missing thing.
Yo, go get yourself some deep fried butter.
That sounds disgusting.
It's a thing.
No, I 100% believe it. I mean, I would rather have deep fried Oreos.
Apparently, it's actually good. That's what I've heard.
Well, yeah, it's fucking butter in oil. Of course it's gonna be tasty. Doesn't mean it's...
But how? It's just butter. Butter doesn't... butter tastes good when you cook it with something. Butter doesn't taste good by itself. It's whatever by itself.
I don't know, man. Salted butter is tasty as shit.
Do you just eat butter by the bulk or something?
Sometimes, yeah. When I'm cooking, I take...
Do I not know some information about you?
When I'm cooking, I 100% take a tiny spoonful, just sneak it in real quick. It's...
That's... What is wrong with you, man?
It's tasty as shit. I don't know what is wrong with you. How do you not know this?
Why would you do that?
I don't know. You're missing out. You're truly missing out.
Dude, I'm the one who's doing keto, not you. And I'm not even doing that shit. What the fuck,
Maybe
man?
you should try. Maybe you should start doing that. That's how you begin.
No, that doesn't sound like a healthy habit I should start, to be honest with you.
It's gonna be great. Also,
what is that banging noise?
I think Alex is trying to fix something in his room.
Man, can he fix it at another time? Did he eat some sugar already?
Alex is a pot cookie in and a shit ton of sugar in. So
that explains a lot.
He's in a pretty good place. Also,
that explains a lot.
Also, very quick side note, McLaren just got into the top 10 in qualifiers with both cars. 7th and 10th.
Yeah, yeah, no, they had good testing too, but they didn't do well in the first race.
I know,
So,
but they're 7th and 10th.
I'm not gonna believe anything until they actually like perform well in the race itself.
You know, they finished ahead of Racing Point. I don't know, they seem like... Wait, where's the second? Yeah, they finished ahead of like the 2 Racing Points and the 2 Renaults. Oh shit. Daniel Ricciardo's like 11th.
Yeah.
Everything seems normal again.
Dude, Renault. Ugh. Dude, Renault. Don't even get me started on why Daniel Ricciardo fucking did this. Fucking triggers me every time. It's so dumb. So dumb. The guy is like one of the best drivers right now in the world, and he just went to one of the shittiest teams out there.
He'll do fine. He'll do fine for himself. Also, I guarantee you, he's not gonna get a pole position this season. He's not winning.
Mark my words.
He's not winning a championship with us.
He's not winning.
No.
No. He's not winning. He's not gonna be top 3 either.
But Charles Leclerc just came in pole position. Isn't he like 20?
Leclerc?
Yeah.
Wait, who is he driving
Ferrari.
with now? Oh yeah, he is driving Ferrari. Yeah, he's pretty good. He did pretty well last year with Sabre.
So yeah, he's 21.
Yeah, he's
Are you
young.
fucking kidding me? He's 21. And he drives for Ferrari.
Dude,
and
it's
makes
all about young drivers now. Yeah.
What were you doing
Ferrari is starting to like invest in young drivers.
What were you doing at 21?
In school?
And he's driving for Ferrari, making millions of dollars.
Yeah, man. We never had the fortunate to we weren't fortunate enough to have like a go-karting track here and like learn as kids.
He has a €5 million contract. 5 million?
That's
Are
huge.
you fucking kidding me? What? Yeah, 3.5.
I was gonna mention earlier. For the podcast format, we're probably just gonna. For now, we're just like free balling everything. We're talking about everything randomly, and then maybe we'll keep it this way in the future. Maybe we'll make a format and segments, but it all depends on feedback, I guess.
Yeah, it's also very hard to like.
I don't know if you agree with that.
No, I definitely do. It's also very like I feel like it's very hard for us to create a mold that we're trying to like work with or stick with in any way, shape, or form when we literally have no idea what the fuck is going on yet. Like, where it's a very free-form idea. I'm just letting it like grow and see where it goes, and there's no reason to like put ourselves in any like boxes that we don't need to be putting ourselves into. And
Yeah, exactly.
like, even though this might come off as two people just shooting the shit, like, for the first like period, but like I need to figure out what we're trying to do with it and where we're trying to take this, and it makes more sense to let it grow organically in that sense. Like,
Yeah,
for that
I mean, the
reason.
whole idea behind this was because we almost like FaceTime once every 2 weeks or something like that. Maybe sometimes once every week.
Maybe you should do it more. You should probably just be paying more
we-
attention to me anyways.
I mean, the whole idea behind this was just because of that, and then we were discussing maybe we should start a podcast as a joke.
We're also pretty fucking
And
great
look at us
people, so
now.
like I feel like more people need to hear us speak.
Yeah, we have interesting subjects we talk about all the time.
People should look up to us, essentially, in what they should be doing and how they should carry themselves in general, like in their everyday lives. And we're just trying to make that more accessible.
Because that's one way. That's one way to make yourself look to people.
Oh, 100%. But No, it's definitely.
What is he doing?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm trying to watch this unfold.
We're both looking at Alex, which is Abdul's roommate, and he's just banging on shit and walking around. I think the sugar got to him.
I tried nailing it. The wood is so crap because I found it on the side of a street.
You found what on the side of a street?
Those dressers.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot
because I
of
was
sense.
17 in Poe. Or 19, 20. Whatever.
Okay, can we go back to the podcast now? We'll just ignore Alex.
Alex is telling me about his poor dresser that he found when he was 17 on the side of the road.
Wow.
I mean, you do what you gotta do. But no, yes. So yes, very free form, as you can figure out, obviously. And we'll see where it goes from there.
As that example right there.
Yeah, and we'll see where that goes from there. Can't be that bad. But yeah, it's definitely.
Oh, have you seen lately on Reddit that Article 13 got passed? Like the EU Article 13 about people can't use copyrighted images or images that are on the internet before. It's about something like you are not allowed to repost it or edit it and then make memes, basically. It's literally a legislation against
Are
memes.
you fucking kidding me?
No, yeah, I'm not kidding you, man. And that's why Reddit went to town on it. People like posting memes and shit about it all the time.
Didn't they?
And the mods were freaking out on like so many meme subreddits.
That's why. Who cares? I thought people were getting paid anyways.
Because the EU.
Isn't that fucking
EU wants to block this shit.
memes? What is this? Russia?
It's EU, man.
I don't know. I feel like I need to.
You haven't seen the memes?
I haven't. I mean, I feel like we're on different sides of Reddit sometimes. I feel like all I go on for.
What kind of subreddits do you follow?
All I follow is like Formula One and like the mildly interesting shit. Like literally subreddit mildly interesting. There's really not that much.
You only follow 2 subreddits?
Like these are the ones that I really like actually like pay attention to.
Dude, you should follow dank memes and memes and meme economy.
Memes economy. And the ban on memes. Wait, I'm looking this up and it's
So
setting how copyrights.
the memes economy, the memes economy, the whole idea behind it is people create a new format of memes and they're like, sell, this is going up. So people will copy this format, make memes out of it. And then you'd see like the most recurring meme that like did very well from there, I think, was the Drake meme. He's like from the Hotline Bling song. That's like the most famous meme that came out, I think, from there.
So that's essentially
I'm not
like
sure exactly, but I know like a lot of formats come out from there. So it starts there for there, and then it gets gets recycled in other subreddits.
So it's just like the depths of hell that just like makes the shit up. That like comes up with these jokes. Huh. What is this?
It's hilarious.
This is so bizarre. What is going on? Users say the rules risk killing off the vibrant internet culture such as memes, which often repurpose unlicensed material. And the legal status of streamers is in question. Oh, because they're not streaming any. Yeah, because they're not streaming. Like, they don't own the games.
No, they don't. It's a company that. Well, there was another rule behind this too. I think some company tried to lobby against this, I think a while back ago. But then everyone was like, are you guys stupid? Because this is bringing traction to your game. This is basically free marketing for your game. Like, someone is doing that for you.
Yeah.
So why do you want to ban them from that? Just they're going to earn money, but you're going to get sales out of it too. But their other argument was, people are not buying my game because people are just watching him play.
That's not true.
Doesn't correlate
That's not
to
a thing
that
at all.
Yeah, it doesn't correlate to that.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this and it just says like if the websites are the ones responsible for making sure everything is licensed on their website. And if your website is less than 3 years old or with less than 10 million euro annual turnover, you're exempt. So it really doesn't affect anyone except like Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, like really big websites.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of an impact this is really gonna have.
I'm not sure yet, but like people are, they passed it. That's all I know.
Yeah, I mean
And people were like posting memes about it all over. But there was someone posting another interesting post on a meme subreddit saying that it hasn't fully passed or something like that, so it doesn't really apply. And mods apparently have been like blocking people off for posting memes. So the meme apocalypse is happening already.
But like if you're not in Europe though, it doesn't affect your life. And I feel like Europeans have garbage taste and humor anyway, so we're better off without that.
You don't know, man. We might think most of this shit's coming out from the U.S., but it might be most of it's coming out from the EU. These fucking Polish people are funny, apparently.
Random Polish dudes playing
Yeah.
Call of Duty in their house.
Yeah, they're making memes while at it too.
Wait,
Like who has the time to make memes? To be honest with you.
honestly, this is a good reason for England to leave the EU now. I get it.
Brexit.
Yeah, Brexit now makes sense to me. Save the memes.
Dave Cameron gets it.
David Cameron had some minister just confirmed that England will not leave Europe geographically.
I mean, hello. It's based in Europe.
Someone needed to say it.
Last time I checked, you can't really move a country.
I mean,
last time
have
I
you
checked.
tried?
I mean, no one tried, but if anyone would like to try, it's probably the U.S. with Mexico.
That's very true. That's very valid. Maybe we'll not talk about that because that would be an idea that someone's gonna take up. We can't let people think that's a decent idea to actually do.
That's gonna go on 4chan and then develop into a real story from 4chan.
Oh fuck. Sun Hole is playing in Brooklyn the weekend we're there. Sun Hole is playing in Brooklyn the weekend we're there.
He's okay.
This makes me sad. Oh well. Anyways, where were we?
Anyways, let's move on to Alex Jones. We've been wanting to talk about Alex Jones for a while now.
Kind of.
Did you hear?
To a degree.
Did you hear the podcast with Joe Rogan, the 5-hour podcast?
No, the only thing I saw of him recently was a public freakout video on Reddit, actually, where he was just losing his goddamn fucking mind. Because he was at a restaurant and people were like, fuck you, because it's Alex Jones, so they're like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. And he lost his fucking mind. And just went
Of course
off.
he loses his mind.
I mean, I'd still do it. Like, I know he would lose his mind. His reaction makes sense. I would still fucking do it. Like, if I was there, I'd be like, yeah, no, go fuck yourself. Like, I definitely get...
Dude, people are just fucking mean to him at this point.
For good reason.
For me, he's a fucking hilarious character.
I don't know. People actually believe him. Did I ever tell you about the kid that I used to live with that used to, like, actually follow InfoWars?
No. You had someone follow InfoWars?
I
Dude, Alex Jones Dude, the podcast was the fucking funniest podcast Rogan had in a while.
No,
I'll tell you that much. Even though it was 5 hours, I was crying most of the fucking time. It was fucking hilarious.
I know that we're trying to fact check it, but I'll look that up in a second. But back to the fucking
Dude.
idiot that I used to live in this house, and the person it was like 3 people in the house. One of the people decided to leave, and so he left. He got someone else to sublet the room from him, and this random fucking weird kid from like Texas that didn't have a job, that had moved to Buffalo for really no good reason, moved in with us, and like we had like really no say, so it just like happened. But kid moves in, owns a bike in the winter, and it had a little like stickers on it that was like, there's fluoride in the water, they're trying to poison us, InfoWars and shit like that. Like he filtered his water through something that was like the size of an actual fucking barrel, like a huge fucking barrel. He had this massive thing in the kitchen that he would put the water through before he can drink it. And he was just like the oddest fucking kid. He would like steal shit from my roommate's room. He is just... ever since then, I just cannot deal with this. Just hate all of them. This is his people.
Not everyone is like that guy. Not even fucking Alex Jones is like that.
Well, he's making money off of it. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Alex Jones is a fucking act. I don't think he's that stupid. I think he actually makes money off of it because he's smart enough.
I think he's pretty smart.
That's a stretch.
Not that smart, but I think he's smart enough to manipulate people and get money out of it. But dude, he went on a fucking rant with Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo about the lizard people.
Does he think they're real?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, he went on a fucking rant. He went fucking red. He was screaming. He was jumping around and screaming in the podcast. And Joe was like, Alex, you gotta sit down. Alex, you gotta sit. The camera couldn't fucking track him because he was just jumping around everywhere.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's hilarious. That's why I'm telling you, this is the best fucking podcast ever. It was hilarious.
Someone.
You don't have to like him or anything like that. You just listen to it purely for comedy. Yeah, that's it.
Someone made a summary, and it's like just the summary of the shit he said. There's a sinister group of powerful globalists running the world, headed by George Soros. They run.
See, it's hilarious. See,
They run the Chinese government and the Republican Party. Trump is probably not run by them, but he's ultimately a useless buffoon. They regularly take DMT and talk to evil entities known as machine elves. They're the same entities.
dude, I'm telling you.
Oh wait, there's so much more of this. They're the same entities that told the Aztecs to do human sacrifices, created Nazis, and control UFO since biblical times.
It's fucking hilarious, man. I swear to God, it's fucking hilarious.
Alex Jones is personally aware of the evil schemes of the globalists because he descends from a line of brave and intelligent German Anglos. High German Anglos. Oh my god. The globalists have always been on Alex Jones's tail. Even in high school, globalists used sluts to get him into Satanism, cross-dressing, and animal cruelty. What is this? What's going on? Why?
Dude, I told you. This shit is hilarious. Your face is gonna fall off.
I'm so confused. Why?
Dude, the whole reason you would listen to that is just for entertainment.
I feel like it feels
Dude, that thing
stupid.
was... Dude, that thing... Dude, Dude, that episode was better than a lot of TV shows. It was fucking hilarious.
I feel like I would just feel dumb after listening to Alex Jones speak for 4 hours.
No, you'll just laugh your ass off.
Yeah, but what happens if I come out the other side being like, you know what, he's right?
Well, that's on you.
Well, that's the problem. There's a lot of people who are that dumb. There's enough people who are that dumb.
I mean, that's on you, man.
That's on me.
It's not on me. I'm there for entertainment. I got my value out of it. It was fucking hilarious.
I might have to listen to that now.
Oh, dude! At some point, Joe went to go pee, and then Eddie was there with Alex. So Eddie believes in he believes in a lot of conspiracy theories too.
Oh God!
But different than Alex Jones. They're like different on their conspiracy theories. So Eddie believes that the Earth is flat. And then Alex doesn't believe that the Earth is flat. So Alex was like, "Hey Eddie, how about I buy a fucking space shuttle and send you all around the Earth so you can see the Earth is not flat?" And then Eddie's like, "No, I don't want to see it. You gotta go there with someone I believe in and like record it, and then I'll believe in it." It's like, "Why don't you want to go?" He's like, "Oh, I'm scared." He's like, "Why? Are you scared that the Earth is actually not flat?"
It's like,
dude, they were going back and forth, and then Joe comes back. He's like, "What the fuck just happened?" It was nuts.
and it's like, what moral ground do you think you're coming from? You're both idiots. Oh.
Dude, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. He's like, "I'll pay for the whole trip for you to travel all around the world."
To prove that the Earth. Have you seen Behind the Curve?
No.
Behind the Curve is a documentary about flat earthers, and it is absolutely remarkable. They basically take
In what sense?
They take a couple of like flat earthers and essentially they just like follow them around. They have like conventions, they have meetings together. At one point they bought a $20,000 gyroscope to like actually prove that the Earth is flat. Because like if the Earth is not flat, that means the Earth is rotating like a 15-degree rate or whatever the fuck. And they're like, "We're gonna buy a gyroscope and prove that is not the case." They run the gyroscope. It's 20 grand. Someone bought it with their own money. It runs at 15%, 15 degrees. They're like, "You know what? No, there has to be something wrong. Let's try it again, but this time we're gonna put it inside like a crystal box or some shit like
Fucking
that."
morons.
And they just keep talking about that. And then by the end of the episode, by the end of the documentary, they're at a convention and they're like, "Yeah, we have decided that the Earth is flat, but it's at a 15-degree like angle."
Dude, speaking of flat earthers, I don't know if I should be saying this here or not, but one of my coworkers is a flat earther too. Let's just hope he doesn't hear this. But dude, he was trying to argue with me about why the Earth is flat and showing me like maps that the Earth is not flat. That the Earth is flat.
You mean projections that we
current
made?
Maps that you see. What?
So how does he feel about the fact that every map you make is inaccurate because it's flat instead of like an actual globe or like a sphere?
So that's why he believes in though.
He works in an airline.
I know.
He works in an airline. You gotta just look at like Flight Pass.
Dude, not just that, man. Like he's like, "Oh, if you go from this direction, because the map is not like that. If the map was like something else, then it would make more sense if you go, for example, from this location to that location." I'm like, "Why are you trying to argue this with me, man?" He's like coming up with like dumb excuses. I'm like, I put it to him into like basic stuff. I'm like, "I believe in science and math, and what you're saying doesn't make any sense in that concept." I'm like, I told him, "Can you explain gravity? If the Earth is flat, how does gravity happen then?" He couldn't answer me back. I'm like obviously not. And then like I told him, I showed him like how the moon, like he's like, "How come the moon is like showing at the same time with the sun?" I'm like, "Because the moon rotates around the Earth, and the Earth rotates around the sun." and like he couldn't grasp these concepts for some reason.
Okay, so why do we fly over Greenland and Canada, flying back to Qatar from the U.S. then?
Because it's faster. That's what I
Because
told
it's a
him.
fucking. Oh my god.
Because the Earth is round, and that's the fastest route to go through there.
Like.
And then he's like, oh, but I believe that there's like Antarctica is actually the wall on the edge, the edge of the Earth.
Are you sure he's not fucking with you? Because I feel like that sounds just real.
No, he's being fucking serious, and I couldn't keep a straight face just talking to him.
So this is.
I couldn't believe that there's a flat earther at work with me.
So this is someone that has a college degree, works in an airline, which is one of the very public places that makes use of fucking maps, and works in IT. Like, is supposedly very intelligent.
Yeah. And then I told him, like, how do you think we're doing our flight planning and stuff like that, the route planning? He's like, oh, everybody in there knows that the Earth is flat. They know they have different maps. I'm like, hello?
Well, why? Why are we keeping this? Like, who gives a shit?
Why? Yeah, who gives a shit? Why would they hide this from you? Like, hello?
We can't agree on
Come on,
anything,
bro.
and we're agreeing on lying to the world on them. Oh my god.
Man.
That's just real dumb.
For a second, I'm like, dude, please just don't believe any YouTube videos you see, because any fucking moron can go up on YouTube and make a video, and then you can believe it based on some bullshit research he made. Just don't believe that. Like, be skeptical, but don't be that skeptical.
I mean, what kind of bullshit conspiracy should we start?
The Earth is a cone.
I need science that supports that. I can.
Yeah, there's no science to support that.
I can find the science to support flat Earth. I cannot find the science to support a cone Earth.
Yo,
like, that's a little difficult.
Yo, the other day on Twitter, someone replied back to an Elon Musk tweet about flying some it was like something for SpaceX, and it was an account that's not flat Earth, but it was it was a flat Earth account, and then flat Earth Society account replied, and then another account replied to that reply that was like, the Earth is a dinosaur. Like, the Earth is shaped as a dinosaur, and like photoshopped the map that to look like a dinosaur. It was fucking hilarious.
The dinosaurs never went extinct. We just live on top of them.
Dude, like, it was a parody account, obviously. It was just mocking flat earthers.
Fucking A.
It's hilarious, man. Dude, have you seen Elon Musk lately on Twitter? He's been on a fucking rampage.
Hasn't he been getting fucked by the SEC?
I don't know what happened to that. I think he got like a fine, and then he paid it or something.
I think they're trying to get him off of Twitter, though.
Like who? The SEC?
Yeah, the SEC's trying to get him off of Twitter or something.
SEC?
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think he's still in court about that. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that SEC. Musk.
Dude. He uploaded emoji records, and then he was like, what did he say about it? He said, I'm disappointed that my record label failed, and said, this is emoji records, first track, R.I.P. Harambe. What? Why is he bringing Harambe back? And it's some hip hop track with a shit ton of autotune, and it sounds fucking horrible. It's just singing about Harambe.
I still have a picture of Harambe.
Lately?
I still have a picture of Harambe in my house somewhere. Where is it? Where is the picture of Harambe? What the fuck? I need to have serious conversation with my roommates about this.
Why? They take Harambe?
I don't know where the Harambe frame pictures is. Oh yeah, there we go. So the SEC is trying to hold him in contempt for violating a settlement deal reached last year. Because a month ago, or a little over a month ago, he tweeted, Tesla made 0 cars in 2011, but will make around 500,000 in 2019. Hours later, he sent a follow-up tweet indicating that the company will actually deliver only 400,000. And regulators are like, he once again published inaccurate and material information about Tesla to his over 24 million Twitter followers.
Dude, what got them really pissed off was he said he wanted to make Tesla private or something like that, and then he's gonna get a private funding, and then he said in a tweet, funding secured. Just one tweet, funding secured. And then that's what like hit the fucking shit for everybody.
Well, and that's
in the SEC.
I think isn't that like low-key illegal, especially if you're lying? Like that's fucking around with like stock prices.
It is. It did.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. He definitely deserves it. I would like to see him off of Twitter. He's not that funny.
I have no idea why he did that. He's funny, man. He's funny. He's weird funny. He's not like
he's definitely
not like
odd.
funny, but he's like so odd. He's very odd.
He's odd. He's like a
You
weird.
listened to this podcast, right?
I've heard him.
Rogan.
I've heard him speak a couple times. Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard a couple more interviews when he was like basically on a publicity stint, and he's like a weird engineer with like a weird god complex. And it's just
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, on Rogan, he was like, "You wouldn't want to be me." What?
like go
Joe Rogan
fuck
was asking him,
yourself.
like, how do you think with these things? He's like, my mind is a mess. He's like, I got ideas shooting left and right. You don't want to be me, trust me.
Oh my
And then
god.
He sounded worried, and then Joe Rogan's face was like, whoa.
And Joe Rogan was probably blown away by that too. He was like, "Oh fuck, look at that!
Yeah, exactly.
That is amazing."
Exactly.
Like a little child in a candy store.
Dude, like the him smoking marijuana on the podcast was iconic.
That's why you shouldn't do drugs, kids. You'll get fucking
That was,
background tested by the federal government.
That was iconic, dude. His stock prices dropped, and then the next day, it shot up. It was more than it was originally before it dropped.
But that wasn't the problem. The problem is he's on federal contracts. He cannot be smoking weed in public.
Yeah, I know.
That's his
But it
actual
didn't
problem.
look like he actually... the thing is, he didn't even look like he was smoking weed.
But everyone knows that that's what it was. I don't know if they actually ever
Yeah.
removed his like security
like,
clearances, but like there was
he-
conversation about that.
Yeah, but nothing happened. He's too powerful for that. He's too powerful. He's really needed, and nothing's gonna happen, dude. He's literally one of the smartest people in the world right now, and they're not gonna just take off contracts for smoking weed.
No, but they can remove him from the security clearance.
A drug that is actually legal in the state of California.
This is federal government. They don't give a fuck.
It is what it is.
Yeah, security clearance is under review by the Pentagon. This was 3 weeks ago.
I don't think anything's gonna happen though. Highly doubt it. Unless Bezos steps in and takes the fucking contracts away.
He's even more of a douchebag. Okay, so it's still...
Why are you a hater, man?
He's a fucking
Why do you hate
asshole.
on people? Why do you hate on people? How can you make that assumption though?
Well, besides the fact that whatever the fuck happened with his wife and all of that shit, he is...
Yeah, but that's personal. That's none of your business. That's no one's business. Like that shit wasn't even public.
Okay.
All that shit, it's no one's business.
Okay, fine. Let's talk about the fact that he literally...
Imagine if you're in his place and then all your fucking pictures go public, all your dick pics go public. How would you feel? All of your like life story, like shit you want private, just goes public.
Well, maybe don't cheat on your wife
see,
for the
like,
public
you see how-
with someone.
You see how crazy it is these days, like about privacy. Like not even the richest man on earth can be private.
He's a douchebag. I hated him ever since how Amazon has been fucking over small businesses and how Amazon essentially fucked over every single city they've been trying to move into the past 2 years.
Not really. They brought in business at the same time too.
The whole thing with
Their thing is
the whole thing with Brooklyn, the whole thing with New York City is a fucking fiasco. The whole way they tried to promote their like economic development, like the whole economic development of like, oh, we'll bring these people in if you like pay us a lot of money. It's just like very douchey. Like you're literally being like, who's gonna give us the most money? Like he took a broken system that's already fucked.
Fault? Yeah, but is it their fault that these rules are there? Maybe like this system by itself shouldn't be here in the first place. So they're just they're using what's available to them. For them as a business, they're using what's available to them to succeed and compete against other companies. Any other company.
Who are they competing against? They're not competing against anyone.
I mean, they're competing in AWS in the public cloud sector. They're competing in they own so many subsidiaries. They're competing in so many domains. They're kind of competing indirectly with Google, because like Google's dropping in the research or in the search of product names, and they're losing users to Amazon because people would instead Amazon the product instead of Google a product name.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And that's direct competition to Google.
You've got Google that is opening huge offices in all of these different cities, and they don't need to fucking sit around and be like, here's a bidding war. All of you guys need to tell us.
How do you know that?
I worked in economic development for 6 months. I went to school for this.
Yeah, but Google they don't make any like big deals about it like Amazon would. They probably do the same thing.
No.
Any tech giant would do that. Why would they not do that?
No, Amazon is the first company that has ever done it. What the fuck is going on?
I think other tech companies do that too. I don't think it's just Amazon.
What the fuck is... Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's very loud.
I don't know where this is coming from.
Why is your house so loud? It's gone.
I have no idea where the fuck that came from. Anyways, Amazon's the only company in the world that has ever done this. Because, I mean, first of all, you can't really do it outside the US, because, like, the EU has proper regulations against this. But...
in Ireland, you can do something similar when it comes to taxes, though. And I look what Apple did and other companies did too.
I mean, that's a whole other issue, but the EU has restrictions on how much you can offer a company to like show up to your city. Like it's not as free as the US. The US is literally like if you have the money you can spend it, which is like fucked. But what's it called? Amazon has an issue because they literally went around and had this huge fucking bidding war in front of everyone and just trying to suck more and more and more money out of everyone in like the shittiest possible way. Like there's economic development and there's looking for like tax breaks and shit like that, and then there's 10 steps above that, which is where Amazon was. And it's just absolutely fucked. Like,
yeah, but every company is doing their own way of Amazon's version of subsidy. Like Google is like doing like under the table contracts with the military, and a lot of employees found out about it, and now they're like, we don't want to work for you. And then another thing popped up where like Google is hiding behind like shell companies.
Didn't they split away from the Pentagon after that?
I'm not sure, but and then Facebook's a whole nother thing, man. Facebook is like the most disgusting one of them all, probably. They're the worst because like they actually mine your data and like sell it and do a lot of shit to it.
I'm trying to decide which one is worse.
Kind of with your consent, but their terms of service is so long and no one's gonna really read it. It's all full of lawyer talk. Seriously, like there should be like a law that should come out where all of these terms of services should be dumbed down to the point where like it's basically bullet points on what we do exactly and what you need to care about. So people would like instead of just pressing accept right away, they would know like what you want to talk about, what you want to like sign up to, instead of this long ass fucking lawyer talk bullshit that no one wants to read. Literally, I tried reading one once. I wanted to fucking poke my eyes with a pen.
And you have enough background in like tech, but like have you seen the interview or like at least pieces of like the interviews where like the congressional hearings where like Mark Zuckerberg showed up and they were talking to him?
Yeah, he was sitting on a fucking cushion thingy to make him like look taller.
I mean,
and like more like dominant or something.
I mean, ignore that. Think about the fact that like the people asking him questions and making these decisions didn't even know what Facebook was like properly.
They're fucking old and stupid.
It's like, how do you make your money?
Old. They don't understand this shit.
Your users don't pay for your service. Why is that? What do you mean? Why is that? He sells ads. That's the whole business model.
He sells ads. He buys your data. He sells your data. He collects it and sells it to fucking marketers.
But yeah, no, like these are the people deciding whether they want to do that or not. So like they're not going to be able to.
These people shouldn't. They can't even keep up with what's going on. There should be like a committee just for tech that understands this shit, breathes this shit, and they can regulate it better than this garbage.
Or like maybe ask a fucking intern. You know, like your interns and like aides.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they probably know more than you.
Yeah, look at your youngest fucking staffer and be like, hey, Jack. How does Facebook work?
He's fucking. And then the other one they had with Jack from Twitter.
Delsey,
like,
whatever the fuck his last name is.
Well, no. The one they had with Sanjay. Sanjay is his name, the Google CEO. And he's like, so why is my iPhone showing these pictures to my granddaughter? He's like, sir, we don't make iPhones.
Sundar Pichai.
Yeah.
Sundar Pichai.
Dude, it's like why are these people taking the lead in this? They don't understand it. So why just don't you give it to the experts?
That's a huge misunderstanding.
Like these people like are probably experts in some other domain. Like,
that's a stretch.
Regulate that fucking domain, but leave this fucking domain to some people who understand
That's the same government body where someone walked in with a snowball and was like, global warming is not real, here's a snowball. Like, they're not smart people.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
So they can't agree on science, let alone more complicated things.
If only to become a politician you'd had to
take a civil exam,
go through a lot of tests. Yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Like a lot of tests, a lot of regulations, a lot of like, oh look, I graduated from this school and I did research in this subject. Maybe now I can be whatever. I can be like a politician for the environment or a politician for tech.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's just it becomes tricky when you start doing that because that means you're only prioritizing people who have like good educations, which means you're only prioritizing people that have access to money. So it becomes a very tricky, touchy thing. It becomes a very touchy subject at that point when you have like all of these requirements where you're prioritizing people who only have like access to like really good education and access to like things that like can really pad your resume and stuff like that, because like, and it just becomes difficult. Like you obviously want the most intelligent and most qualified people to do that, but like when you put it in stone and create these barriers to entry, it becomes, I don't know, it's not easy to just like decide that this is what we have to do. It's and like the thing is like none of us have the answers for it. Like no one has the answers, which is why we're all fucked anyways. But it's just, I don't know. It's more complicated than being like we just need the smartest person around.
Yeah, I know, but there should be like a way to filter out morons and a way to filter out incompetent idiots that will take lobbying money. Just like you have a way to like filter out people in engineering, you have to a way to filter out people who like.
Yeah, but these are representatives of like
in some-
communities, you know? Like these are so it's very different. I feel like the only thing they really need to do, like they don't even need to be the smartest person in the room, they just have to be like representative of who they actually are, of like the communities they're actually from, and like just listen to to like smart people. Like, okay, maybe this like district has like a high poverty rate, low education outcomes, so reality is the person coming out to represent them might not be as educated as everyone else, but like if you're a congressman or representative, hire smart consultants, hire smart aides, like make sure that you are not the smartest person in the room and you are listening to other very intelligent people in the room.
But that's a problem.
They're
though,
not.
Of most of the politicians that feel like they think that they're God.
Yeah, and then it comes into the whole career politicians and lobby money, and it's just a fucking joke. Like something like, for example, the whole back to like the flat Earth thing, or like something like global like warming, or something like that. Like the fucked up thing is like indicative of two different things. On the one hand, the fucked education system that produces people that think that this is real and science is not real and whatever the fuck. And then on the other hand, it's also like freedom of speech. Like it's a good thing that, granted, these people are fucking stupid, but the fact that they have the space to say that is kind of good. Granted, I still think there has to be some boundaries because that is just dumb. But like those are good things that come out of it, kind of. But they're just very stupid. I can't deal with it. But on the other note of very smart / stupid people, very intelligent person. I think I told you about this recently, but my lawyer was on national TV 3 days ago. It's today's the 30th. Not sure when this will come out, but today's the 30th, and she was on national TV throwing cheese slices at Samantha Bee. And this is
Wait, is this live on YouTube?
yeah,
or
no,
something?
the whole like segment is on YouTube. Basically, Samantha Bee is
Really?
like like she sucks. I just do not find her funny at all. Like her segments are awful. But she did a segment on the Mavney program, which I am part of, and she interviewed the lawyer that I hired, because she's like the lawyer that that I'm working with at the moment is like the authority on the army program, because she designed it 10 years ago while she was working in the army. Like she was a lieutenant colonel in the army and like designed the fucking program.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
She's a
legit.
MacArthur fellow, like she's a fucking genius. And now she's on national TV throwing cheese slices at a fucking late night show host.
Is that because of that meme that people would like throw cheese slices at
Their babies.
like their pets' face?
Yeah.
Their pets.
No, I think it started out with babies.
Did it start out babies?
I think
or
it started-
pets? I've seen the
I
pets
think it
one.
started out with babies. Which like
Dude, cats are fucking stupid, man. Like cats, when you throw that cheese on their face, they just melt and like fall backwards, and like they don't know what to do.
they just
don't
shut
know,
down.
Like that they can actually remove it. Yeah, they break.
I love it. But I think the thing that really
Dogs on the other hand, like you toss it at them, they would just fucking eat it, chow down on the fucking cheese.
yeah, fuck it, full send. But what's it called? Yeah, like the thing that I fucking love about that whole meme is like the people doing this and throwing cheese slices at their babies are like people our age. Like they're grown ass adults with like careers and families and kids. And they're fucking sitting there throwing cheese slices at their babies. Like
I know, dude.
there was the one joke that was like what's it called? A couple was at a doctor and they were like, and the doctor was like, "Hey, do you guys want to know the gender of the baby?" And they're like, "No, we just want to be able to throw cheese slices at it." Like,
Wow.
these are grown ass adults that are our age, and that's what they're doing with their free time.
Who the fuck started that trend?
Someone with bad enough taste to own cheese singles.
Oh yeah, that's shitty cheese.
Like,
It's good for burgers though, but it just depends on what kind you get.
yeah, but the shitty like American cheese like Kraft singles are like disgusting.
Yeah, that's like plastic. That's eating plastic.
Like, yes, there's.
I remember I used to buy that in college because it was cheap ass for a while. I was broke.
It's cheap as fuck.
So that's like the only cheese. Yeah, that's the only cheese I could
It's like
afford.
$2 or $3 a pack. Like,
Dude, less than that. It was fucking cheap. If you go to Walmart, man, it was so cheap. Like first semester of college, I was living on that shit.
yeah, but Walmart is also disgusting.
I was living on fucking grilled cheese sandwiches and fucking Domino's pizza.
Ooh. I'm looking it up.
Dude, like
It's not natural.
freshman year was disgusting. What is?
Kraft singles. I'm looking it up, and
Dude, it's rubber or plastic or a mixture of both.
they changed the whole artificial preservative in 2014, and instead of just like removing it, they just used something else that's like proprietary, like unknown ingredient that could really just be anything. And
So they're not disclosing what it is.
no, I don't think so. And technically,
How can they not do that?
technically Kraft.
Isn't that illegal?
I'm not sure. This is like a very short like article. I'm not like reading properly into it. It's like it could. Yeah, it just says they have a secret like preservative. It doesn't really list any more information. It's like according to the rules put in place by the FDA, Kraft cannot even refer to their singles as cheese. Food can be identified as cheese if it contains at least 51% real cheese.
Wow. Wow. Then what the fuck do they identify it
I
as?
don't know. They have wait. Pasteurized prepared cheese product.
Pasteurized, prepared,
Cheese product.
but not cheese.
Cheese product. Not cheese.
Wow. So a product of
And it has,
cheese, but not actual
it has
cheese.
17 ingredients. This is amazing. I really wanted to open this and be like shocked by the fact that it's actually like good cheese, and I'm disappointed.
I told you, man. It tastes like rubber.
Kraft singles were invented to never expire.
Yeah, basically. That's why it's disgusting.
Kraft singles became popular after World War II. A lot of food production was industrial. People valued that their cheese came from a factory. Standardized meant high quality. Man, the fucking 50s and 60s were a wild fucking time. They made some weird shit.
Man. It's the fucking Wild West right there.
Those jello cakes are just absolutely fucking... Alex is on the other side of the room opening the Lucky Charms box, making another bowl of cereal.
Oh man. You're behind. You are behind. Have you consumed anything?
Since we last ate.
An hour and a half since we...
We won't be able to finish it if we continue on like this.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I know. No, it's just really about math right now.
Okay. Well, I need to...
But on that
Yeah, I
note-
need to catch up on my food consumption, so I guess I'm gonna leave on that now.
No, you should eat for at least 3 minutes. Feel annoying, crunchy.
We're at the hour mark, so I think we're good there. We did discuss some other subjects, but I guess we can move that to next week
Yeah, maybe...
if it's still.
I won't be
relevant.
eating at that point. I'll be...
Yeah, and I won't be able to hear you crunch food because this mic picks up everything. You're fucking disgusting. I'm gonna edit this out. All right, and on that note, thank you guys for listening. You want to plug in the social media accounts?
Yes. So I'm done chewing my Lucky Charms. Twitter and Instagram are Dos Browns, DOSBROWNS, and then Facebook is Two Browns Don't Make a Right. So is YouTube, follow, like, subscribe, all of the other buzzwords, I guess. And yeah, that's it. Until next week.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for listening. This has been Two Brands Don't Make It Right. Deuces. We out.